Okay, just another quick one. Yeah, settle down. Let me see. What have I done today? Not a huge amount. Certainly nothing on anything I should be doing in terms of IT. Ordered some cable. I need some shielded twisted pair Cat6 cable for a project. I've ordered that. Other than that, I've done nothing particularly in terms of. I've actually, I was thinking about documenting requirements in terms of writing test infra tests, and I think that's a fairly fruitful investigation. So I shall look into that in the next couple of days. Basically, here's the thing, right? One approach to requirements gathering is the agile story. And one way that that is instantiated in some organizations is with Gherkin. And they use Gherkin and a refinement thereof to produce their stories and their epics or whatever. All of which I think overcomplicates things slightly, but okay, fine. At the end of the day, all of this stuff is ultimately reduced to a requirement for some code to produce some effect. So you've either got a test for, a test for some, let's call it system phenotypical effect. In a game, I pull the trigger, the gun fires, graphics show the bad guy dying. Okay, which is a very high level effect. But ultimately, you can test that code in one way or another. Similarly, on a website, the user selects items, puts them into a cart, goes to the checkout, pays, and so on. But all of those things can stop it. All of those things can be checked in code. The disconnect is in who needs to know what during that process. So the customer doesn't give a flying rat's ass whether you're writing this in JavaScript or Rust or C++ or whatever. Okay, all they care about is the phenotypical effect, the ultimate result of all of this. Whereas all of the developers are concerned with what's going on internally. Or to put it another way, the customer likes the swan swimming across the river. The developer is looking at the legs paddling away furiously underneath. So the question is, how do you join those two things up? Now, one school of thought says, okay, what we will do is we will formalize to the extent possible the requirements capture, and we will call that something like Gherkin, a high-level requirements capture language. That, to be fair, is a formalization which we can present to users, and generally speaking, a user can understand. Given this, then when this happens, I will produce this result. Stop it. Oh, you're being annoying. Oh, what a horrible little dog I am. Yes, I know. Now the question is, how do we go about doing this? Now, one way of doing it is if you get the technical people involved early enough, you can have them write the tests that confirm this stuff, and you can write the documentation around those tests. At least that's my current hypothesis, which is a slight inversion of the way it's normally done. Like, normally you would write the gherkin, you would get the customer's buy-in, as it were, the end user buy-in, that the gherkin expressed in a high level way what they wanted, and then you would hand that to developers who would then write the test layer that would satisfy confirmation of the gherkin. What I'm saying is get the technical people involved earlier, and you can write the test layer and the gherkin simultaneously in such a way that you can produce a document that is suitable for the end user to say, yes, that expresses what I want to say. But at the same time, you're producing a set of tests that the developers can then work to. Anyway, from an infrastructure as code point of view, which is really, I suppose, where I'm heading with this, the customer and the developer are more closely related. They're more technical generally. It's not like with a video game or with a website per se. The functionality of the website is non-technical, whereas the implementation is technical. With infrastructure, it tends to be technical and technical to a large degree. A customer is not generally involved with, is this high availability, scalable infrastructure which is going to be dynamically provisioned, blah 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 blah. That's entirely a technical discussion, really. You're driving me nuts. Get down. Don't look at me like that. No, you're being a prick. So yeah. Again, it's horses for courses, and this comes back to core concepts. Because it comes out to contingency. It depends. How do you express your requirements? It depends. What's the appropriate level? It depends. And you can see this even in the sort of agile approach. You see this with the distinction between low-level stories, high-level stories, epics, all of this kind of stuff. It depends. It depends what you need to express at that particular time. Anyway, so there's that. But that was just stuff tumbling through my mind. On the whole, though, just a very dull day. Well, not a dull day for me. I had lots to do, but it was all very domestic stuff. Oh, I have ordered a rotavator for the garden. And that'll be exciting come spring, summertime. Actually, the ground's not too bad at the moment, so maybe I'll have a go at it when it arrives. But that's just sorting out some issues in the garden using a rotavator. These are the things that we deal with day to day.